morning, people, and it is morning. I'm normally cooking at night, late at night, but it's morning, it's 5 to 12, it's Sunday morning, and I'm cooking, and I'm going to cook something posh today, okay? I thought we'd go posh. This is called coq au vin, okay? It's French, coq au vin. Chicken in wine. We've all heard of it, I know. But hey, we're going to try and make something posh because Mother's out of town. She's coming back later on, so I thought I'd make a nice special meal. Coq au vin. Come and have a look at the ingredients. I'm looking forward to this. It's easy. It's really easy. I've made it before. So here's your ingredients. Ignore the amounts at the moment because I haven't measured out how many of each I need. But we've got some red wine. Full-bodied you want. I didn't get full-bodied because I'm an idiot. I got the wrong one. Never mind. Brandy. I only need a tiny bit, but that's the smallest I could get. We've got some olive oil. Some chicken breasts. Now, you're supposed to use actually chicken thighs and chicken legs, but I don't like bones in meals like this. I like to just go for the breasts. Some bacon. Some flour. Now, I couldn't get any flour. Well, I could, but I'd have to get a really big one. And it was like this big and it was heavy. So I didn't bother. I just got this, which I've realised now I've got home is the wrong thing. It's white bread mix and it might not work properly. But we'll see, we'll see. You want some kind of tomato puree, tomato sauce, chopped tomatoes, something like that. I've just got this concentrated tomato puree. Some mushrooms, some carrots, a few herbs, onions, or onion, and I'm putting in a bit of chilli, which isn't in the recipe, but I put chilli in everything, mate, and some garlic. That's everything. It looks like quite an expensive meal, but it isn't. If you take off the wine and the... Basically, this cost me £20, but that must be nearly £13 on its own, so don't worry about that. So yeah, I'm going to unbag everything now and get the right amounts out and show you exactly what we're cooking with. Okay, well, a disastrous start already. The wine I got was only 175ml, and it says on the thing you need 600ml. So I've opened one of my mother's bottles of wine. I hope she will mind. I know she'll mind, but it's tough, isn't it? So I've put that up to 600, but then I saw in the recipe that it says use over 1 kilo of chicken. Now that's just under half a kilo and it's all I've bought. So I'm going to have too much wine and not enough, or should I say not enough chicken. So we'll just go along with it, yeah? I've got 4 pieces of bacon out there. 4 tablespoons of brandy. And these 4 cloves of garlic, and the rest's pretty much as you saw it before, so come on, let's just get on with it now. Well, this is turning into a disaster and I haven't started doing anything yet. Can't find the chopping board. What you've done with it, Mother, I do not know. I've just found this in the cupboard. I don't even know if it is a chopping board, it's just a piece of glass. So I'm going to use that. But I don't need to chop at the moment because I'm cutting. I don't know if you saw my last video, but I prefer to cut bacon, it's easier. So I'm just going to cut this into smallish pieces. I'll go for some strip sizes, I think. And then the bigger ones I'll cut in half. And what we're going to do is fry off the bacon, yeah. Get that cooked, and we're going to cut up the mushrooms and do the same, and we're going to cut up the onion and do the same. You're not supposed to use an onion, you're supposed to use shallots, but I haven't got any shallots, so I'm using an onion. Taste the same, don't they? They're all oniony things, I think. So I'm going to just cut these up, come back to me, and we'll get them all fried off, yeah? So there they are, all chopped up. I'm just going to fry them off now. It's not rocket science, is it? Anybody knows how to fry something off, so I'm not going to go into any details. I've thrown some olive oil in there. We'll get them all fried, and then we set them to one side. This should take me about 10 minutes. So that's all them fried off. Put them all into a bowl together, give them a little bit of a mix up, if you like. I do. On to stage 2. Right, on to the chicken. You've got to make sure your chicken's very dry, alright? So just try and dry it off a bit with some kitchen oil, kitchen paper. And give these a little cut up. I've not got enough here. It's to feed 3 people. There's nowhere near enough. Just going to have to make do. You know, I didn't have to cook anything, did I? But I am doing. I'm not going to cut them too small because I want some pretty chunky pieces, you know what I mean? It's such an easy thing to make, is this. Anybody can do it. Apart from children, of course, because it's got wine and brandy in it. If there's any children watching and you want to try and make this, make it with Coca-Cola. Yeah, that'll work, Coca-Cola. It will work as well. I should have used Coca-Cola myself. But then it wouldn't be called Coco Van, it'd be Coca-Cola. Okay? So kids can make Coca-Cola. And now, this is where, I believe, you're meant to put the chicken in a bit of this stuff. Just wrap it in flour just to dry it up even more. I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to dump this into the pan and fry it off until it's well browned, between 5 and 8 minutes. Because that's what it says in the recipe on my laptop. By the way, while the chicken's browning off, firstly I'd like you all to send me some unusual recipes, okay? Because I run out of ideas sometimes. Today I've just gone for Coco Van because I know it's easy and it's nice. It's one of the nicest things I've ever made. And it's so easy. But my butcher's been in touch with me, the local butcher in Bridlington. He says, come and see me. I've got alligator, kangaroo, zebra. And now it's after Christmas. Apparently Santa's been in with a few of his, well, Rudolph's one of them. Rudolph's dead. And I'm off to pick up some Rudolph meat from him next week. So we're going to be cooking with some exotic meats, but I want to know what to do with them, so come on, give me your ideas. Right, that's browned off enough for me, I'm happy with that. I'm going to stick that in with the other things I've made. We're getting there now. Now the recipe I'm following on the internet doesn't include carrots. How can you have something like this without carrots, I ask you? So I'm having carrots. Anyway, what I need to tell you is you could just cook this in with everything else, because it's going to be simmering for about an hour, I believe, and they'll cook through, probably. But I've done it so many times where you make something and the carrots are never fully cooked, they're still hard. So I'm going to cut these up and I'm just going to boil them on one side, just for, you know, like parboil them. I'm going to parboil them. I'll give them 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and just to get them on the way, if you like. Right, now we're going to crush as 4 cloves of garlic. Get a garlic crusher if you haven't got one. Amazing, best invention ever. Stick your clove in. and it comes out other side. It's amazing, honestly. Look, whoa. Don't show mother that. It's a bit messy, but I'll tell you something. It's better than garlic powder. So you do your 4 cloves of garlic, and then you, well, as I said, you don't, this isn't in the ingredients, most people wouldn't put this in, but I'm just going to put a bit in, not too much, because I know my mother doesn't like things hot. Well, not this hot anyway. So I'm just going to put a bit of chilli up, and we're going to be frying this off together, and then we're putting in the alcohol. It's getting serious now. Something I almost forgot from this recipe. Chicken stock. I haven't got any chicken stock. I did look in the shop, but they didn't have any. So I'm using chicken OXO cubes. Works just as well. It's like a common person's chicken stock, if you like. So I'm just going to throw 2 of these in. We need 150 millilitres. That's about 150 millilitres. I just know, I know these things from memory, you see. And we'll give that a little stir. Yeah, when you're a professional chef, you get used to quantities, things like that. You don't need scales and things like that when you're as professional as me. So there we have his chicken stock. We have everything else ready now. This is it. We're about to start throwing everything in the pan together. And this is where it's really going to kick off, and the room is going to smell of the garlic and the chilli and the chicken and the bacon and the wine and the brandy. Ooh, it's lovely. Ooh, bisto. Ow. Right, here goes. This is where it gets exciting. I'm going to throw in the garlic and the chilli. Just fry that off just for a minute. But be careful, because this is where your room starts to smell and your eyes start to burn. If you can, get some kind of goggles or a gas mask. A World War II gas mask works very well at this stage. Because it gets in your eyes and your lungs and stuff, and you feel like you're going to die. You feel like you've been attacked by some terrorists or something. So after 1 minute, you add the brandy. It says 4 tablespoons. I might have used 4 or 5 or 6, I don't know for sure. Oh man, that's strong. Whew, that's strong. And you've just got to keep moving this around a bit so it doesn't stick to the pan. And as it evaporates, it's going to evaporate to nearly nothing. But as it's evaporating, that's the alcohol disappearing, which is what we want. Because we're not having alcohol for the alcohol in this, we're having this to eat as a meal. The alcohol is the lots of cans or bottles of beer next to the dish on the table when you're eating it. So just let that simmer away and evaporate a bit. And then we're going to add the chicken. As you can see, the brandy's nearly disappeared now, so we'll throw in the chicken, the onions and the bacon and the mushrooms. Now, the recipe I'm following does say don't put the mushrooms in at this stage, put them in right near the end. But I don't like to follow the book for everything, do you? I like to try my own thing, so I'm just going to throw them in at this stage. I don't see how it's going to do them any harm being cooked for an hour, really. I'm sure some other professional chefs are going to come on and say, yeah, but you shouldn't do that, Dan, and there's a reason for it, but I'm sure it's going to taste lovely. Okay, so that's all mixed in. Now we can throw in the wine. Now it said 600ml, but it did say a lot more chicken than I'm using, so I'm not going to use all 600ml. I think that's plenty, more than enough. Now we're just going to let that simmer. Let that simmer for 5 minutes and bring it back up to simmer, should I say, and just let it all combine together. At this stage I'm going to add some of the tomato puree. Now it says 2 tablespoons. There's probably quite a bit more than that in here, but I don't think you can have too much, do you? We'll throw that in. All it's going to do is make it even tastier. So that's just tomato puree, concentrate in there. And we're also going to add some herbs. Now I'm not going to overdo the herbs because I did that with my last meal. I have still put quite a few in. Give that a good mix up. And I just want it to start bubbling a bit, you know, to get some of the alcohol out of the wine. It's starting to smell nice now. It's smelling like... How can I explain the smell? It smells like warm wine. It's looking good now. It's really looking good. So, last 2 ingredients to go in are the carrots. Maybe I should have made a few more of them as well, never mind. And the chicken stock. And that is that. Now it needs to be covered, so I'm going to transfer this into a different pan. It's just this one's so much easier. It's the best pan we've got for frying in and things like that. So I'm going to transfer this to another pan because it needs a lid on it. We'll leave the lid on and we'll let it simmer for 1 hour. 55 minutes to 1 hour. And then it'll be ready. Oh, my mum's going to be so proud of me when she comes home tonight. Okay, the moment of truth. It's ready. Whoa, look at that, look at that. Let's get it in the light. Oh, man, look at that. Right, I'm going to plate this up. And I'll see you at the table, and we'll taste it. We'll get to taste it. It's always so nice when you actually get to taste something after cooking for a couple of hours. Look at that. Is that the best meal you've ever seen in your life, or what? Right, I'm going to taste this. Come with me to the table. So here we are, sat at the table, because we're posh, you see. We're having a posh meal, so we're eating posh. We're not going to sit in front of a television. We're going to sit at the table. All right, I'm sat on the floor, I'll admit, but that's so that you can get me in shot. Right, here goes. Oh, where do you start with this? That is heaven. Absolute heaven. I want to see all you guys making this. I want you to send me pictures of them and tell me what you think and see if you think it's worth making. Oh, that is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Probably best to have it with mashed potato, but I'm not making some mash just for the sake of this video. So that's coq au vin, guys. I want to see you all making it. Send me your emails with pictures of it and your name and where you come from, and I'll put it in one of my future videos. It's to deepdiggerdan@hotmail.co.uk. As I say, hopefully next week we're cooking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So don't forget to join me next Monday. And don't forget my metal detecting and my Wild Camping Scotland videos in between as well. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye. Well, you asked for more videos, so don't miss the all-new lineup for 2015. Deep Fried Dan returns every Monday, cooking concoctions in the kitchen. Ow, disgusting! People are eating this all across the world. Ugh! Right. I've mixed it all together. If it's meant to be a dough, it's not. Wednesdays are all about travel, following my adventures in Wild Camping Scotland. Boo. Okay, so you want me to try and get a fire going, do you? Got Mummy Hill, Daddy Hill, Baby Hill, Benny Hill, Jimmy Hill, Damon Hill. It's just hills everywhere. Fridays see the return of metal detecting as I continue my search for history and treasure.
Bang, 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 bang. I think I found some gold. It's a gold ring. It's a gold ring. It's a gold ring.
And with more wild camping on Sunday and possibly even more thrown in through the nights, you can be sure I'm here to annoy you all week and every week. Click subscribe and join me next time, only on YouTube.